Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we're going to be taking a look at 4 billion plus rad lo-fi rhythms with Relic Flow by Alexander Zolotov. Boom, what's going on? Hey everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Jade. This is How to App on iOS. I hope you're all doing good. Yeah, well, we're back to normal time. Everything good again today after the chaos of the Apple event that happened yesterday and throws a spanner in the works. What, 3 times a year? Have to do a double show, something like that. But here we are, back to normal, no Apple event. And boy, after the Apple event, after my show, wow, what weird stuff did we find out about the iPads later on? I don't know if you people have been following, but there's a lot of crap stuff that are in those iPads that they didn't talk about. Missing cameras, missing microphones. Whoa, yeah. So maybe we'll talk about that, I don't know, some other stage. But yeah, there's a lot of videos coming out about the new iPads that are not very favorable. They pulled out a lot of things to make these things thinner. Why? I don't know. Who knows? Did we need them to be thinner? I don't really know. But to take out a whole camera, to take out a whole microphone, to take out, to change the Wi-Fi, the 5G to be even less quality. Why? Why downgrade and then add $200 extra to the overall price? Bizarre. Bizarre, bizarre, bizarre. Anyway, welcome to our Wart Warriors. You can become a Wart Warrior by joining down below. It's $1 a month, and there's a link as well. Help support the channel. Please also, if you're watching on the replay or you haven't subscribed yet, we are on the march to 4,000 subscribers by June 3rd. It would be super awesome if you went ahead and hit subscribe and help us get to that milestone. Thank you, Thomas, for slinging links. As always, remember, folks, Thomas Christ is up next after this with You Rock, and he's kind of featured in today's featured artist, who is PA, who dropped a brand new track this morning, and I'm kind of involved in it too. It's a 3-way, me, Thomas, and PA, so we're going to play that brand new track to close out the show today. Boom, let's say hello to the rest of you. Robert Redmond's Clip Channel, g'day. Audible Video, I know I'm all in white today. Tremor Bear, who else? Joe Glenn, hello, welcome back. Joe and Barry. Ali, what's happening? Leela just had a fantastic show there. What a really awesome performance by Leela. It was really, really cool. Hey, Barry, it's one of her best performances I've seen in ages. Yes, wearing white today because new hair. So immediately after the show yesterday, after my second show, my hairdresser came around and finally fixed my dreadlocks that have been a mess for ages, but they are nice and tight now. As you can probably see the back, they're nice and tight, all redone, very long and all good. So yeah, white t-shirt today so you can see the dreads. Boom. Or today we're taking a look at Relic Flow, because I was advertising Relic Waves all through the week, and I was incorrect because that's not the name of it. That's the other app that Alexander has released. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Robert. Boom. All right, let's go over to the Beat community and check out what's happening in our usual checkout. Nothing's really changed from yesterday. Very excited to be looking at Scalar EQ next week. A whole lot of apps next week already ready to go under my belt. Next week's stuff's already planned. We're going to be taking a look at the brand new Logic next week. Who's excited for new Logic? I am. Audio Kit released. We looked at it yesterday. The new banks for Nerd Synth, which is my presets. Chemol had updates. We're going to take a look at this possibly next week. Sound Raptor for iOS. It's got a huge price tag, but very fascinating for jamming and creating ideas with your music. There's that. Any price drops that need to be updated today? Let's have a look before we get into this. Sonophone for Sonos, Sonopad, Soma FM radio player, Kashiba. Pretty much everything we looked at here yesterday is still All good. Paying to get what's going on. Good to see you. Right, where are we? This tab here, Relic Flow. This is Alexander Zolotov's brand new app, very similar to Relic Waves, so much so I stuffed up and set the show up to be Relic Waves. But we fixed it, didn't we? So instead of being sounds, this is more rhythms. Rhythm sounds, lo-fi. There's over 4 billion sounds within this thing. It's only $2. $2. So it's super cheap. All of Alexander's apps are $2. Hey, Russ, what's going on? Russ is our guest tomorrow on the Creator Rewind interview, so that's going to be awesome. Yeah, so all Alexander's apps are only $2, except for Sunvox. Sunvox, there we go. Fractal Bits is $2. What's the other one? Relic Waves, $2. He's got a whole heap of great apps that I've covered here on the show. Dave Fox, g'day to you. All right, shall we get into it and load up the thing? Go over here. Yes, we should. Let's play the demo that I made last night. So basically, I've got 3 Relic Flows and 2 Relic Waves, and all of them are being controlled by very weird choices here. So by Scalar 2, we got Snakebud, we got Harmony Bloom, we got a Melody Bud, and a Zoa. So that's controlling all of these rhythms. And yeah, let's shut me up, hit play, let's have it go. Boom. Rad stuff. Hey, Leela, what's happening? Her bloody ritual. Good to see you. Princess, hello. She's driving by. Gary Hubs, all the eyes have it. Great show, Leela. Fantastic stuff. You were really good today. One of your best shows in a long time. It was really, really good. Loved every second of it. All right, so let's dump this. We'll dump this project. We'll clear it out. And let's show you how this thing works. Now, it's really easy to use, right? Except for one bit of this app. It's a little bit hard. It's not hard. It's just convoluted, I think. So we'll add a keyboard to this. So we've just loaded this up. We'll have a look at it in Logic too a little bit later. As I said, it's only $2, so it's not a big investment. We've added a keyboard to this now, so now I've connected my keyboard. And it is a touch-based app as well, with multi-touch too. All right, let's take a closer look at it. So if you've seen Relic Waves, then you've got Relic Waves, or you saw the demo of Relic Waves, it's pretty much the same kind of control system. At the top right-hand corner, you have these three dots. This is all of your menu, load and save as, resetting parameters. So if you don't like what you've set, you can hit reset. It'll go back to its original form when you first load it. You can hit new and it will do a shuffle and create a whole bunch of new effects on here. Also, you can, as I said, reset. You can export and import sounds. So we'll get into the exporting and stuff like that. You can change the keyboard height. Now, I know you're probably thinking, where's the keyboard? Hi, Mr. Smith. You can probably think, well, where's the keyboard? If you look in the background, if I change this to octave 1, they're much bigger pictures. So each sound is one of these blocks, right? So if I go back into settings up here, we can change the size of this. We can make it a little bit smaller. So we've got 3 octaves and 1 octave. I prefer 3 octaves to have a whole bunch of these on the screen. I'll explain how these work as well in a second, the octaves, how they work. So you've got this little arrow here. This is a shuffle. This just goes and just, if you hold it down, it just keeps shuffling and shuffling and shuffling. You can see underneath these numbers. So these are code numbers that contain all of the 4 billion plus samples that are in this thing. So if I just keep holding it down, it's just going to keep randomizing until I let go. It's moving forward if I do it this way, and if I do it this way, it goes backwards. All right? So, and you can see each time I do it, if I do it again, hold down, hit the same pad, do it again, same pad. So you've got all these different sounds every time you randomize. Plus, if you click the numbers here, you can go in and type a bunch of random numbers. I don't know how that's going to work. If I just go hit OK. Look, it gave me 6B, 5, 4. So you've got the power to do that. You can also record. So I can record patterns in here. And then once I turn off record, it'll ask me if I want to save this. So I can hit save. And this is where things get a little bit complex. So I'm going to cancel that for now. We'll talk about the saving of the things because that's the hard bit. It's convoluted. Hey, Zach. Good to see you, Zach. Sorry about your loss today. I heard you mention that on Leela's thing. Hey, Hugh Caldwell, good to see you. Okay, so we've got a lock button down here. If I hold down this lock and then press somewhere on here, you'll see that 3 of these have been selected, right? So you've got 1, 2, 3. And if you look closer, they're all of the very similar piece of art, right? So what these symbolize is, and they've got the same number, 6854532F. These are the same samples, but an octave up. So if I unpress the lock over here and now click these, let's just turn off that. You'll hear this is the lowest octave of the sample. And we move 3 up. That's the same sample, but higher. And then we go up again another 3. So if I press all 3 of them together, they are all, in fact, the same sample, but all an octave higher and obviously moving a little bit faster too, because they are. And this works for all of these. So you can see if I click down this one and then go up 3, 1, 2, 3. Oops. And then go down 3. So every 3 is the same sample. So it works in 3s. Now, if I hit lock again down the bottom here and then click one of these 3 will be selected and they have this little chevron up in the top corner here. This means now they're locked. So if I do a randomization and skip through sounds, those 3 are going to stay. So I can keep them. I might want to have some different sounds. So I might, while this locks down, I might want to keep this and this one and say this one. And now when I go through our forward, all of these are going to stay because I want to keep those for this project. And then I can, you know, test all of the other ones out. So and once you turn the lock off, you can see which ones. See here, they've all got the chevron still up in the little corner, little white chevron. They are still locked. So if I hit forward now, everything's still going to randomize except for those ones. Now, how do I unlock them? Click the lock again and then just tap on each of them. And now everything's unlocked, and now none of these have chevrons. So when we forward, everything's forwarding again, right? Okay, so let's go over to the other side here. We've got our volume, obviously, volume, yeah. Now, the two things that I think need improving with this app, and, you know, I don't like to harp on things and say, you know, this is a problem, is I would love here where the BPM is. So you'll notice that the BPM is not sunk to the DAW that I'm using. The DAW that I'm using, AUM, is currently 120 BPM, but this says 125. I would love a button somewhere, even in here, where I could just click and say sync to DAW. Because now I've got to go in here and sync this up to be in time with the rest of the project. So now it's sunk to 120. So if I change this up the top here in AUM and go down to like 100, this is still at a BPM of 120. So just a little button in there would be rad, Alexander. I know you're going to watch this. Cool. See, Gary, thanks for stopping by, my friend. Now, we'll turn all these down over here. So we also have a stereo here, and this will give you a stereo widening. If I can hold down one of these. So you can hear when I turn that down, everything goes mono. Turn it up. We've got it in the left speaker. So there's our little stereo there that we can have. We'll leave that at about 50%. We've got a reverb we can put on. And we've got an echo, which is, of course, a delay. And the last one down here, I call, it says Interp 2. Basically what it is, it's kind of like a lo-fi degrader. So if I hold down this here, and it's on Interp 0, or an interpretation, let's change this to 1. So you can hear it's a little bit more filthy. Change it to 2. Let's find a crunchier sound. So there you go. So it's like a bit crusher. Let's change it from 0 to 1 so it loses that bit crush. And more of a ring mod. So they're just like variations on all of these sounds. So what's really good about this is that you can play this, you can sit here and actually play this live. So lots of, any time you can randomize, hold it down. I'm not even. So if you want to hold down at any, I know Audible's desperate to be a part of the show. I can see it. Look, he's got his hand up. He's going, look at me, teacher, please, please. If you want to hold down at any time and keep something held down so you can concentrate your fingers elsewhere, just let me find one. So you hold and then click the hold button and let go. And now this is locked. If I'll do it again, let's lock another one. Hit hold. And now these two will just keep going. Get that right. So now this is doing its own thing. It's ready to go. I can close this and I could open another thing like Relic Waves, the other app by Alexander, and start adding some other cool effects. Hey, Frank Terzo. Good to see you, Frank. Pascal, hello. Have I missed anyone? E to the Z, Zelinsky. Thanks, Frank. Everybody, thank the wonderful Frank Terzo for kindly gifting 10 people memberships. You rock. It sounds like a Wonka-mobile from Willy Wonka. It does, doesn't it? So, if you want to unhold these, just tap them. And they're now unholded. What the fuck am I talking about? So that's it. That's pretty much the basic controls of this. You can randomize. There's so many sounds, but the question I know is burning. Can I use this outside of this app? Well, yes, you can, but it's a little bit convoluted. Now, does anybody remember DOS? Let's come back over here. Does anybody remember DOS? MS-DOS? Well, it's a little bit like DOS, and I would love this to be a lot easier to do this, but it's not. So I might want to save a whole bunch of these sounds and use them in another project. And I've already done this, so I can show you it can be done. It is a nice shirt, isn't it, Frank? The old Camp G, May? Yeah, love it. So, yeah, typing prompts, it's a little bit like MS-DOS. It's a strange one. But you can see here, I've already done it. So here are some of the sounds. You can see what it says, R flow, and it's got the number. So you can actually export these and then go and use them in other projects, which is nice. Because as I said, there's 4 billion sounds in this thing. It's ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. But all right, let's see if I can remember how to do this, because it's a mind melt. Okay, so I'm going to click the 3 dots. In fact, you know what? We're at the halfway point of the show. Let's run the ad before we dive into this crapola. Let's run the ad every day at the halfway point of the show. We run an ad just so you don't all get ads at different times and then miss something. So you all get it together, and we can wait for people who do get the ad and then come back and all that jazz. So I'll run the ad. If you'd like to avoid the ad, you can just become a YouTube Premium member or just skip past the ad and we're good. While we're waiting for those who may have got served an ad, let me remind you of what's happening tomorrow. This guy's coming on the show, Russ8889. Please come along. It is the Creator Rewind, sponsored by DistroKid, and we're going to be talking about producing an album and the time and effort that it takes and the production and the video making and getting people together to make it all happen and then getting it finished and going, is it worth releasing now? And just the stress and strain and all of the stuff that goes into producing a full album. So, you know, we've both got a lot of information on this because we're both kind of working on these big albums at the moment, and they're not finished and they're waiting to be released. So, yeah, come along and join us for that. The day after, we are taking a look at, I think we're taking a look at this wonderful 303 acid bassline app, MIO3. And to round out the week, it's Mother's Day. So come and join me for the opening hour. We'll be singing Mother's Day songs for the opening hour. And next week also we'll be taking a look at Logic for the first time once it is released. All right, we're going to tackle this now. So let's just do some random stuff. Stop. And now we're going to try and export an entire sound pack. Yeah, so this is the pack here, CF6DCB31. That's the one we're trying to export. We're going to go up here, and the first thing we need to do is hit the export and import section. Click. Now, once we get here, we're looking for export. So we can export one wave or all waves. I want to do all of them. I want this whole pack. So we're going to hit export to WAVs. We click that, and now welcome to DOS. A whole new world. Right. So you'll notice here, we've got the name. So it's basically given us the name of that. And we said that before, CF6DC831. There it is. So that's the sound, that's the pack with all the sounds. So we're ready to go. And you'll notice up here, we've got a home and these 3 dots. Yeah. So from here, we need to make a folder within this section. So we're making a folder right now. So I'm going to hit edit and hit create. And down here, we've got like delete, rename, cut, copy, paste. We're going to do create directory. And it's going to bring up this little box here. And it has some dots here. Always look for the dots in this. And I'm going to click the dots and I need to create a name for it. So we're going to call it how to app demo. In fact, that's way too long. Let's just do HTA. HTA. And then hit OK. So there's our directory name. And now we need to hit OK. Boom. And look at that. It's made a little directory for us. Isn't that cool? Isn't that good? So now I'm going to select this little directory and watch up here where these dots are. So now that directory is selected like an old DOS program. Are we all with it now? Are we all good? All right. So now I'm going to hit OK. Let's come in here. Hang on. And now that we've done that, that means we are in that folder. That folder is selected. So now we hit OK, come back out, hit the dots again, hit export, and we want to go down to system export. And now, we have this HTA here. And what I need to do is go in here, it's selected, go up here to where name is and type in HTA, OK. And now it's ready to go. We've got it. You see how it says name here? It's all there. It's ready to go. Now if I hit OK, it opens the iCloud Drive folder. And now all I got to do is hit save. And if I did everything right, hurry up, man. Did I do everything right? I don't see it here. What's going on? Did I save it? Oh, there, I've saved it here. There they all are, look. Should I do it again? Do you want me to do it again? God damn. Do you know how long that took me to work out how to do? Forever. Whew. So the thing is, I think that works the same for Relic waves as well. Shall we do it again? Hey, Pete. God. Man, I'm confused. All right, let's randomize the sounds again. Let's do it again. This is fun, isn't it? So we've got a new number here. Now, remember, let's do it again from the start. We're going to go in here, hit the 3 dots. We're going to hit export and import. We need to export to waves. And look, this is already selected up here. Yeah. So you can see the last thing that we did is still selected. Now, we've got to go back here. How do we go back? See, if I hit the home button, now we're out of that folder. And you'll see recently, oh man, look at this. It's just so archaic. The last one we did was CF6DCB31. There it is. So that's the recent. And here's the new one ready to go. What I'm going to do so I don't get confused is I'm going to select this, right? And now you can see up here, and I'm going to go down to edit and I'm going to delete current directory. Yes. Yes. So now that directory's gone. So I can't fuck it up, can I? Right. So let's go. We're back at the start again. We've selected this is our new set of patches. It's a different number. So we have to go down to edit, create new directory. That didn't work. What are we doing? Create new directory. We'll tap up here the 3 dots. We'll call it Russ. Okay. Then we'll tap OK. And there's our new directory. So we need to click on this so it appears up here. and then hit OK. Hit the dots, export, import, system export, select this, go up here, hit the dots, type in the name, OK, and then hit OK. And then save. And what do you know, if we go over to Files app, is it here? There it is, Russ. And now we've got all these sounds. Alexander. Are you watching this, Alexander, the developer? Is there any way you can make that just a little bit easier? I know, it couldn't be easier. It's like clicking your fingers. It's like clicking your heels together. Absolute magic. So, yeah. I don't know if you can go in and sort that out, but there you go. There's all the samples, and you can import these anywhere you want now. Now, don't ask me how to do a single sample. I haven't tried that. So again, what I like to do after I've done that is go into export, import, and hit system export, and then just go in and try and delete that from. Oh, the Rust one isn't here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. I opened the wrong. Let's cancel this. I opened it, the standalone. So yeah, what I like to do is go in here once it's done. Once I've exported, go into import export, go to system export, select this, make sure it's selected, and then go in and edit and delete the directory so it's not sitting there. Did that work? What's this one? I don't know what this is. I'll just delete it, should I? All right, let's try something else. Let's show you a few other things that are in the settings. MIDI mapping. So you can actually MIDI map some stuff here as well. I'll show you the MIDI mapping. It's not as convoluted, I promise you. It's not as convoluted. So if we click MIDI mapping, you can MIDI map a whole bunch of these things. So the volume, the BPM, all the stuff on the side here if you want to do that. So we've got our keyboard out here. And just say I want to MIDI map the reverb. So I want to put the reverb to this knob here so I can turn it while I'm playing. So up the top here, you can do the left and right selections to go through everything. You've got parameter, volume, BPM, you've got stereo, you've got reverb, you've got echo. So you can go through and set these to whatever you like. The algorithm, previous code, next code, hold. So you can decide what you would like to assign to a knob. Let's just go with reverb. So now that the reverb is selected, hit learn, and then go to your keyboard and turn the knob. And now you'll see this knob has now been added to, so I can control the reverb. Now let's do another MIDI learn. Let's learn the echo. So we'll select the echo, hit learn, turn the second knob on my keyboard. So now that's learnt. And now we'll learn one more thing. Well, let's learn the forward parameter so we can skip through sounds. Previous code, next code, yeah? So now that we've got next code selected, I'm going to hit learn. Come back over here, turn the knob. So now, does that work? I don't even know how it works. I don't think it is working. Maybe not, but you get the deal. You get the idea how to do this. So now, if I turn these two knobs, you can see over to the right, the reverb and echo, both moving. Yeah, it probably does Audible. So yeah, that probably needs a button press. But yeah, let's scooch back over here to our. So that's your MIDI mapping. You can change your MIDI channels and stuff like this. So you can do all that kind of stuff. Also in the settings here, you have system settings and low resolution. You've got scales, so you can actually turn on scales. Let's do the scales are off, so you can change the scaling of this. You've got a text keyboard, so you can actually do this with your Magic Keyboard. I'm pretty sure this works. Let me see. Now, I'm sure I got it working last night. Text keyboard on. Maybe, oh no, that brings up the text. So that actually allows the text keyboard to pop up on the screen, right? So yeah, you've got a bunch of audio issues, stuff in here. Driver, output, input. I don't know a lot. I'll be honest, it's a little bit confusing. No, let's not change anything. And we've got some info and help. So let's see the info and help, shall we, before we move on? Because it wasn't that helpful. Online help. I'll show you it. So when you hit the online help, it takes you to this. So this is Alexander's website. This is the manual kind of thing. So there's not a lot in there. So to work out how to save those sounds took a long time. Yeah, it gives you the lock buttons and stuff like that. It tells you how, so you can not only export the one file or a set of files, you can export the samples with the effects in one file as well. So you can actually save a text file of these as well too, which is neat. So there we go. Now let's open this up in Logic and make something before we get out of here for today, shall we? That's pretty much it. Yeah. I'm going to open up the project that I'm kind of working on for this Utensils album that we started this week. And let's create a track. So we've got this piano track. Because I was looking for something rhythmic to go with this, but not too over the top. And I think this is going to do really good. So let's add a track. And obviously we're going to want to add a MIDI track here because it's MIDI that we're putting in. We're going to choose instrument and we want Relic Flow. Boom. Now again, you need to remember this because the BPM is, you have to set the BPM yourself. So we're going to go in here. This song is set to 70. So we're going to bring this down to 70. And it's a little bit finicky. There we go. Sweet, I like that, huh? That's the one. Right, so where did that track go? That track that I added, I don't know, there it is here. So we're just going to drag this down the bottom. And I'm going to bring this in right about here. And all you need to do So we're going to take this back to the start, turn on the metronome, get it going, and all I'm going to need to do is hold down this, and we should be able to record that in. And why didn't that record? I don't know why they didn't. Oh, it didn't have record down. There we go. So we're going to move this to here, up to 17, and try do that again. Let's bring this up a little bit. Ah, I didn't know that. So it's not accepting input for some reason from here. So let's undo that. I need to find the key of what that's being played on. Let's try that. Hit record. And that is how you record in these sections. So we can go and edit this and move this note wherever we want it. Easy peasy to add that stuff in. Now that we've done that, let's get out of here. We can now loop this, simple, and make this a part of, let's kill this down here. Boom. We can loop this. So we can go in here now and let's unloop that, and we can record over the top of this and add in. So what I'm doing here is just hitting the. So let's do that. And that has added that second part in there, as you can see. So now we're starting to build a kit. Rad. Let's go in and maybe change the sound up, see if we can find another sound. Hey Mars, what's going on? I like that crackling. So we'll go in here. Let's record over the top of that. And now we've built up. Let's solo this and hear what it's doing. Rad. So really easy to put stuff in here. Now, if you want to like ensure something, just to be safe, if you're recording this in MIDI, what I would recommend is once you've done this, you've done your track, I would recommend hitting the freeze button. Yeah. So you are freeing up some space. And when you hit play the next time, you're going to get this pop up. If we hit play, maybe kind of, we'll get this little freezing thing pop up. Yeah. And once that is done, this track is frozen and it frees up space to add more tracks in here. Pretty damn cool. Again, Alexander makes really sweet sounds. There's a lot of sounds in there, as you can see. If you're able to work out how to export the stuff, you've got 4 billion sounds plus to mess about with. And once you've exported them, you can load them into anything like Koala or, you know, any sample-based stuff, and you are ready to go with billions of samples. It's worth it alone just for the samples to be able to export them if you can work out how to export them. No, but it is definitely worth it alone just for all of those samples to use in other things. That's a pretty fair deal for 4 billion samples for $1.99. You know, you're not going to get lost for sounds. So that's pretty rad. Remember his other apps that he has, as I said before, there's just Scooch over here. One more time, I'm saying Scooch a lot today. Where'd that come from? So this is Relic Flow. Don't be confused like me and call it Relic Waves. And the other apps he's got, so Sunvox is rad as well. I think I've covered that. Fractal Bits is another cool one. And Relic Waves is similar, but it's actually sound effects instead of rhythms. So these are sounds, but they're in rhythms, and Relic Waves is just individual sounds, just to show you. So this is Relic Waves here, and these are just individual sounds. So when you tap, so more like drones, soundscapey stuff. Whereas Relic Flow is rhythms. we've done enough today, haven't we? It's the end of the show. Remember, tomorrow we got Russ coming on the show for a Creator Rewind interview sponsored by DistroKid. Thomas Christ is up next because Thomas is awesome. Thank you all for being here today. Remember, please, do the subscribing stuff, share, help me get to 4,000 subs by June 3rd because that is our 4-year anniversary. You are more than welcome, Bloody Ritual. And Leanie, hey, Leanie, you're such a queen. You're awesome. See you later, Hugh. Have a good sleep. All of you, have a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are in the world. Be good to yourself and each other. I'm doing a Pete Johns, yeah? See you later, Pain to Get. And hello, Chevelle. Sorry I didn't get to say hello to you. See you later, Zach. I'm doing individual hellos today. Today's featured artist was a premiere today, happened earlier. I woke up especially for it. It is PA and Thomas Christ. Two of these amazing minds have come together to make a song, and I was lucky enough to be able to master this track. It dropped today. It's really cool. We get to see Thomas and PA in action, going at it. So, this is Soulless, Thomas Christ, PA, mastered by me. Let's Oj, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. We'll all rise together and stay awake. Be kind. See you later.
This is PA. I'm Thomas Christ. Give me a bass. I like that. TC, let's go. In a world where everyone's greedy, they feed the grey and wonder what always me. He treats me well, he treats me right, that's what they text at night. And in the morning, putting makeup on to fake a smile. Soulless. People are so soulless. So fucking soulless. And this world is soulless. More or less. Yeah. We should be equal in this world, not to put in boxes. Stop the limiting and speak the truth, speak the truth. My truth is what I think and I refuse to shut my mouth. I don't care about the general shit at all. I hate small minds and limiting the whole big picture. I hate being judged and forced to be a shadow squad. Being led by a soulless society. Time to burn it down and awaken the enemy.
Eating the young, they spit out the spines. And this disease infects their minds. Hungry for cash, the greed infests. It's all because our world is soulless. This world is soulless. So fucking soulless. This world is soulless.
Light a cigarette and watch the world burn. TC, it's your turn.
Relic Circus, let them eat cake while the vampire empire sucks us dry. Gorgeous gleaming corporate smiles forced upon our faces, and they put us like rats through all of our paces. This is murderous, insatiable industrial machine. Swallows us up and eats us alive, and the bones are hollow in our wealthy overlords. Empty suits rotting at mahogany desks. Eating the young, they spit out the spines. And this disease infects their minds. Hungry for cash, the greed infests. It's just a fact, our world is soulless. This world is soulless. So fucking soulless. This world is soulless.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, are you kidding me again? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the idiot of them all? Light him up so we can see and knock down the shaking feet.
Manufactured misery on a global scale.